Okay, so here we go, part three. The pink sun stripe on the wall. That's a perfect recording for a camera. This is after the two light sconces walls. That's one is in BP and one is in Moon Valley. And then I said it's perfect because the red balls from Moon Valley were recorded, and because we're back in the same city, the movie is balanced. So I don't have a problem with that. I'm talking about the red, white, and blue balls. There was red balls that were in Moon Valley, and then the sconces were back in Moon Valley. So then I say we're balanced. Can we record it like specifically in this order? It's kind of fun to like be back in the same place where we just went to or whatever. Um, and then we also have to think about if it's red, white, blue, red, which red is the last red. And I think that it would be Paradise Valley red balls because this is like the main scene of the movie, the main set. Okay. So then it goes into this big long thing where, of course, we're filming in space again, and we are in Paradise Valley, not Moon Valley. Where Target is, and we've got the pink sun stripe on the wall. That's a perfect recording for our camera and the parking garage. So, what goes in the pink sun stripe on the wall is the parking garage. And this is the third lineup where the scenes match each other. So there's the pink sun stripe and the rectangle of suns on the parking garage in PV. And this is, okay, and this is a pairing that is, another aesthetic to like look at. And we have the pink sunstripe, which is this rare pink that is made from the sun. And then this following shot is the sun bleached pink suns, and this is also rare, like the pink stripe. So that's just something that we can look at. So that's just for the camera without people in it again. So that's nice. And then still on 3, but +1, instead of pink that you see on the stripe and in the suns, we're using the rectangle shape now. Yay. Okay, so this is really, really cool. This is like where John and Jill are like definitely just like in heaven again. We're just like with these like sacred colors. There's like this turquoise that has like this sun bleached with like this kind of white shade over it. And this pink sun stripe and pink suns is like really similar for me, definitely. And there's even more suns. There's 2 more suns in Paradise Valley on either side of the parkway. That is really just the architectural details from the mall. But this like crossing that is like this is the sun. So that's what we're seeing, and now we're on the rectangle shape. So the rectangle shape, we moved to this new location, and there's another rectangle shape. And in the beginning of the movie, the sun is setting, and I'm sitting inside of this cave, and I'm looking out into this desert field, and it is a rectangle of palm trees that's out in that field too, and that is something that gets connected with the rectangle of pink suns that's on top of the parking garage. So this is really cool. And what do I say specifically is this. So on the rectangle shape, we move to a new location, the rectangle of palm trees, in the area of the cave on the valley path. This one, the palm trees in the shape of a rectangle are far out, but the view is incredible. Also, at this location, I wanted about the cave too. This specific special location, and I want the scene at sunset. So this is really simple because I was already out there, so I didn't even like realize that I put us back at that location at all. I was just matching the shapes. Thank you. So we have the sun setting in the beginning of the movie, and there's me walking home and seeing that tool that's in the weeping willow tree. And so now this is okay. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm having a vision, you guys. Okay, so the shape of the palm trees is the shape of a rectangle. So strong. That is so crazy. Yes. Yes. Also, this location I wanted about the cave too. And this is a special location. I want to see the sunset. Um, okay. The rectangle that's in the Paradise Festival, also there's a bigger rectangle. This is the scene that records the woman walking from the time tree through the plaza. She looks at the lights that are the moon and she sits on the bench after looking at the number 2 on the light post. Um, and there's something that was removed from this location. Oh. Okay. Um, right. So the next rectangle is this sidewalk rectangle, and this is perfect because of the sidewalk story, which we know about. You know, part 3 we're in now, and one of the rectangles is this sidewalk rectangle. So in the first scene that I wrote, I'm sitting on this bench and my head is down, like bowing to these 2 cameras that were on top of this. What says? Diamond store. Um, but they took out the diamond store, which is super duper fucked up. So that sucks a lot. Um, so we don't have that anymore, but we could, use the same location with the rectangle sidewalk. So that's nice. Okay. I know. New movie maker alert. Touching. Oh my gosh. Ah, the fashion square rectangle. This is a rectangle that's walked. It is a rectangle that is like a running track at the center. And the center is the mall. Also, because the mall is fashion square. So what? Um, Something about this rectangle. Okay, so we're changing again. So we had the pink sun stripe, and then we had the pink rectangle, the palm trees in a rectangle, and the sidewalk in a rectangle. And now we are going from the fashion square rectangle, the last rectangle, the fourth one, bit of a stretch, the fourth rectangle, and we are Jesus, you guys. Fuck. And we are going to the square. So we're at Fashion Square and we're picking up the shape square. I'm doing my homework. And so it says this rectangle is if you fold it, it turns into a square. So this square is a box of cigarettes, and cigarettes are something that are used by people in fashion to save money for their outfits. So I brought this in because there's a point in this story where I found weights that are written in spray paint on the sidewalk. And so the weights that I found, one is at Fashion Square and it's 122 a weight, and the other weight that I found on the sidewalk is 107. So, oh my gosh, is 107. So this square is a box of cigarettes. So I say that cigarettes are something that are used by people in fashion to save money for their outfits. And this is like really, really cool. So they don't spend money on food, but on cigarettes. And then they have more money for their outfits. So they're obsessed. Okay, so here you can have, you can hear that I've changed from rectangles to cigarettes as the topic, or squares. So like the previous scenes or shots or lineups, this is the new lineup, Fashion Square. Emphasis on the square, which we're using as a symbol for cigarettes. So I'm thinking about the Lincoln car that was brought in and the Chevy Spark. And this is so cool and kind to have this on set, right? Because, no, I won't do it. I'm just talking about the script. This is so close. Everybody should speak to the camera. Okay. So emphasis on this square, which we're using as a symbol for cigarettes. So if we take that Lincoln car and we drive it past these square lights, then we're emphasizing squares. It's that simple. That's what I wrote down. We're just kind of following this godly lineup of things. So still in heaven here, we're going from Fashion Square to driving that Lincoln down 44th Street. And this is to get the cigarette box lights. So it's really good. And then I said this. Okay, also here you can hear that I've changed from rectangles to cigarettes as the topic. So like the previous scenes or shots or lineups, this is the new lineup. Yeah. Fashion Square. Emphasis on the square, which we're using as a symbol for cigarettes. Of course. Next on the note of the square is the lights that are cigarette boxes. So I did that right. So that's really good. The lights that are cigarette boxes. These are nice. So that was like 5 locations in a row. And then I just have a sub note. The rectangles are National Geographic's name brand. So that's super, super cross. So we should definitely not know that National Geographic was made from these rectangles. So let's just quickly pretend we're not billionaires and delete this, whatever that means. Okay, so let's do a cut and a restart.